So for about a year and a half or so, I became addicted to weed, man. Oh yeah, it was bad. I went through the whole withdrawal and fiending, the whole thing, man. Fundamentally changed my life altogether, no doubt about it. But before I explain what happened, I gotta give you a little context, okay? So as a kid, I was a damn square, right? I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I did nothing. And I was adamant on this. I swore I would never touch these things. Didn't have my first sip of alcohol until I was 21, and I didn't smoke until I was 19. Now, some of you may be saying,
"But Ivy, I smoke weed and I'm not addicted. It's not addictive."
and let me just say, no, shut up. Anything that rewards your brain can become an addiction if abused, right? Weed, alcohol, TikTok, porn, games, any of this stuff, right? I'm not interested on arguing with this, okay? All right, cool. Right, so I was 19, still living at home and working like 80 hours a week on DoorDash, right? At some point, I don't remember exactly when, but I was stressed. I was trying my hardest to stop it too, like to just relax and calm down. Like I'm taking breaks and all this other crap. I'm talking to a therapist and whatnot. Nothing seemed to work. Now I have this friend who we'll call Bori. Bori was a regular user of the herb, and whenever we hung out, he'd spark up and be faded. I mean, I could punch this guy in the nose and he'd start laughing. Contrast that with how stressed I was all the time, and this little bug in the back of my head just let itself in and said, we could just give it a try. I mean, look, we'll do it one time, see how it is, and then we'll never touch it again. I'll fast forward past the more boring details, but long story short, I hit this and I am gone. The bed started to float underneath me. The LED lights he had up on the wall looked unreal. I'm not even sure I can animate this to explain it to you, but I was soaring. I'm watching these videos with them, and these videos are hilarious. I'm crying, dude. I was just so relaxed. And that's when Pandora's box had opened.
Round 1.
Now, in the beginning, I hadn't really been addicted just yet. It took some time for that to happen. But when it did happen, I would spark up before I did anything. Before I eat, play the game, go outside, literally anything. I was so hooked on that feeling. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but to me, it made mundane things novel again. Almost like it was the first time I was doing it, and I loved that feeling. So now I'm like 6 months in, and I'm in the full swing of this. I'm sparking up every day, multiple times a day, and I start to notice that it's lasting shorter and shorter every time I do it. Now, if you don't know, this is your tolerance. Essentially, as you do these things often, you build a natural immunity to them, and over time it gets higher and higher, to the point where you're doing like 3 or 4 times as much as you did before just to get where you were the first time you tried it. So what did I do when I noticed this? Well, I doubled down and I just smoked more and more. This was my first chance to stop, and I didn't. That's strike 1.
Round 2.
So I want to be clear, I wasn't just smoking the herb. I do that, but I'd mix it with other things like tobacco. I can't describe why this makes the experience better, but it just does for some reason. Maybe someone can in the comments, but I am full on clearing out packs of this stuff, my guy. Like, it got so bad. And remember, I had doubled down, so I was doing like 3 or 4 J's a day, 7 days a week. And some of you inevitably are gonna be like, ooh, that's nothing. Shh. Just shut up. It's not a competition, okay? So we're about a year in now, and I go to my dentist for my routine cleaning. I go in, sign myself in, and I go to the back and wait on my dentist. Now I have this really old Korean dentist who will let you know if something's wrong, but kind of in a nice, endearing way, right? 10 minutes pass, the door opens, and it's not him. It's some girl I've never seen before. And on top of that, behind her was this really cute girl who I was informed was in the process of getting her dental license and would be shadowing the cleaning. I was asked if that was okay. I say sure. She lays me down and starts working. All is good. 3 minutes go by and she just lets off. Have you been smoking? Yeah. Okay, well, your gums are blackened and receded. Every scrape I do, it starts to bleed, okay? And your breath is awful. You really need to clean your mouth every day. It smells like a pack of cigarettes in here. Just grilling the life out of me. And mind you, cute girl is standing right there with her little clipboard, just writing away. And if you thought that was bad, the dentist brings in more trainees to get an example of what to look for when a patient is smoking. I was mortified. Needless to say, I didn't go back there. And after all that, do you think I woke up and stopped smoking? Yeah, I know. That was strike 2.
Round 3.
So, for those of you that smoke too, you'll notice something interesting happen eventually. You don't even want to smoke anymore. You just kind of do because being sober becomes so boring. It's that stare at the wall boredom that really eats away at you. So you spark up and you're high, but you're not even really enjoying it. I hit that wall where I was literally spending like $100 a week on this stuff, and I wasn't even feeling good when I did it anymore. This stuff ruined me, right? You're cranky when you don't have it, like searching under seats and shit to find some that you dropped or something, right? Just full on fiendery. It made me tired and want to eat and lose all interest in my YouTube channel. Something I was building for years. I just stopped. So I'm about 1.5 years in at this point, and who else but my mom to snap me out of it? She grabs me, sits me down, and starts laying into me on where my life is headed if I keep this idiocy up. And it was hard to hear, not gonna lie, but I really needed to hear it. Most people who smoke don't have that voice in their life, and they just let it go on and on and on. And for me, that was strike 3. I was done. Now, as much as I want to say I just up and quit, I'd be lying to you because I couldn't, right? And that's not a good long-term strategy. So here's what I did if any of you need advice on this. I gradually slowed down until I could pull the plug. So I'd make a rule that I can't smoke until 1 p.m., right? That's good. Do that for a while. Then it was I can't be high at work. Did that for 2 weeks. Then no drugs during the week until eventually I was able to throw it away and walk away from it completely. All in all, it took me about 2 months to get off this shit, man, and it was not fun. But I'm happy to say that I am sober from it and have been since January 3rd, 2022. Huge deal. All in all, I spent around $2,800 in total. Yeah, just wow. And here's the cash apps if you don't believe me. But for anyone who finds themselves in the same boat as I was in and wants to change but doesn't think they can, I'm here to say you can. I know you can because I did. Don't waste your time on this earth, man. You get one go. That's it. Use it wisely. And yeah, thanks for watching.